In this video, we're going to talk about the characteristics of sinusoidal functions. Sinusoidal functions are sine or cosine graphs. At the top of your notes, transformation of sinusoids, notes, and inspire activity, you'll see a list of important vocabulary words, which I'm not going to read to you because you can read, but I am going to describe those vocabulary words using these graphs. So first of all, I want to point out that we have a function y equals sine of theta. We have one cycle of the function, which goes from 0 to 2 pi, and you're familiar with that. There are four important characteristics of the sinusoidal function that I want to tell you about. The first one is called the sinusoidal axis. This is the line that divides the graph in half horizontally. When we have the equation y equals sine of theta, that horizontal line is the x-axis, or y equals 0. The second characteristic is the amplitude. The amplitude is the distance from the sinusoidal axis to the top of the graph or from the sinusoidal axis to the bottom of the graph. This amplitude for the sine function is 1. The third characteristic is the phase displacement. The phase displacement is the starting x-coordinate of the cycle. Notice that it starts and ends on the sinusoidal axis for sine, and that the starting point or the phase displacement is 0. The fourth characteristic is called the period. The period is the length of one cycle, in this case 2 pi radians per cycle. Closely related to the period is its reciprocal called frequency. Frequency then would be 1 over 2 pi cycles per radian. The same characteristics can be found on the cosine graph. Same sinusoidal axis at the x-axis, which is y equals 0, same amplitude, same phase displacement, because remember the phase displacement is the x-coordinate of the starting point, which is still 0, even though the y-coordinate is different. And the cycle, one cycle still has a period of 2 pi. Now to illustrate what could happen if you have a different phase displacement, notice that here is a complete sine cycle. It starts and ends on the sinusoidal axis, but it no longer starts at 0. This graph has a phase displacement of approximately -1. Here's a cosine graph. It still starts high and it ends high, but it's shifted a little bit to the right, so its phase displacement looks like it's about +1. Now at this point, you should complete the activity, this Inspire calculator activity called transformations of sinusoids, and then we will complete the chart at the end of this worksheet.